We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we have a quorum, and I'd like to have alternates Mike Lamani and Mike Delvecchia vote as full members tonight. Hamilton? Hamilton's here too. Let's see. Presentations tonight, there are no presentations. There are no extensions. Continued public hearings, there are none. Being the hour of 6:32, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the rezoning of parcel 1085 White Oaks Road, lot number 8 and lot number 3. This is basically taking 3 different zones, CR, RR2, and RS, and rezoning them to commercial resort. Is the owner or representative in tonight? Like to give us an overview of what we're doing?
Sure. I'm Rick Hassler. This is Surf Coaster. This is the corner of Route 11 and White Oaks Road. The colors, this is commercial resort, most of the water park.
Okay.
But the way the lot was initially cut up, all the zones merged at my property. So besides this big part of commercial resort, you've got RR2 here, you've got RS here, and then the lower parcel is here, the upper parcel is here. So it's 2 parcels, about 11 acres, and this is also in 3 zones. So just as it sits, the property's useless. It's no longer going to be a water park. We're taking down the slides. We've had people looking at it. The city's helped us, talk to people.
Trying to
A
market
bit, yeah, and they said, look, we're happy to accommodate you at a commercial resort, but at the end of the day, I'm not a commercial resort. If something changes, nobody wants to deal with this. So it's useless, honestly, the way it sits right now. It's in 3 zones. It doesn't make sense. It's been used as commercial resort. The whole parking lot is 450 cars, and it's in a residential.
Yep.
It's old. It's the way it was. All the zones hit here. And years ago, I filed a variance because somebody was going to do something. We had 3 use variances, 3 area variances, and, at the end of the day, this is the right way to go. So, that's it.
Just for the board, you have this map in your packet, and you can see, for some reason, the RR2 follows the property line on the other side of the street, but for some reason, it comes way down on this side, and we're talking about lots 8 and 3. So you can see Lot 3, which includes the Eversource easement here, is an RS, RR2, and CR. So it is very difficult for someone to come in and figure out how to develop when they're in 3 zones.
And it's been pretty much used as
Commercial resort,
commercial
yep.
resort for the last 20-plus years.
Yep, and in the comprehensive zoning package that we sent to the council, we did recommend that this be rezoned to CR. That was part of our recommendation, so.
Sure. This is the bottom of the street with the old arcade and the wave pool.
And where's your property?
This is all Surf Coaster.
This is all Surf Coaster,
Right.
and
okay, I see.
including that, not including
Not
that.
the white stuff.
Okay.
But the lower section goes like this, and that's all commercial resort. The majority is commercial resort
That's
already.
commercial resort, and this is the RR2 and the RS, so.
Right, and the property line is right here, because it's actually 2 lots,
Okay.
and that's the big, huge parking lot.
I'm looking at this because I just want to make sure that what we carve out is this piece of property and not capture anything else, because we're going to be doing a lot of other stuff in the future along Route 3 and up over the hill and rezoning. So I want to make sure that what we do tonight is we capture this specific property to make it commercial resort.
I think when we make the recommendation, we can be specific to Lot 8 and Lot 3,
Okay.
which is exactly what he's got on that plan.
Okay, so that's how we would handle it for Lot 8 and Lot 3?
Correct, yep.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Hassler?
That's it.
No? Staff?
No, we have nothing. Again, this was part of the zoning task force and the planning board's recommendation to council anyway. Because it was kind of broken off the large parcel, they did need to send it back to us for public hearing, so that's why it's back.
I don't see any public comment unless you'd like to speak or ask any questions. No? Okay. I'd like to close the public hearing at 6:35. Looking for a motion from a member to recommend this zoning change to the city council for approval. And I'd like the motion to refer to Lot 3 and Lot 8 only, if that motion is.
I move that the planning board recommend to the city council that lots 3 and 8 be rezoned to commercial resort to conform with the rest of the property.
Second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Jay. Motion by David.
I-
Any comment?
Yes, I have a comment. I agree with the motion. I do want to bring up, though, however, we also have an ongoing noise ordinance issue going on in the city at the present time that has not totally been resolved yet.
That's what I did. Okay.
And I want to point out that this property is abutted on either side, one side by a trailer park, which I understand in the future may be for residents, that is homes and condos. To the left of it, after the power company right-of-way, is a large condo complex. Across the street diagonally is a large piece of property that's under development and waiting for a buyer, already programmed to be private homes and condos and so on and so forth. So the time will come when this property is almost surrounded by residences, homes, and condos, bringing into the spotlight the noise ordinances that are already proving to be very difficult in certain areas in the Weirs. I'm referring primarily to outdoor noise ordinances. And therefore, I think along with this, the planning board ought to send a recommendation to the city council, to the appropriate person. I believe it's Ava Doyle who's chairing this noise issue at the present time, with recommendations that the outdoor noise regulations that are currently in practice in the city remain in their present state, with problems like this down the road facing us. So I just thought it would be good to bring this up, bring it to somebody's attention, and let them know the kinds of problems that are involved with this noise ordinance. With that,
Are you looking for an amendment to a motion?
well,
Wait a minute.
No, I'm just.
No, I don't think
Just
I-
asking if that's
I
what
don't
he's
know. I'm
inquiring
not-
about, that's all.
no, I'm not looking
Okay.
for a recommendation. What I'm looking for is for this to be made note of, and that the planning department may discuss this with the council, or appropriate person, and see that that information gets transmitted to the council.
That's perfectly appropriate. If it's currently pending, I'm on the committee. I missed a meeting where everybody sort of tabled it in terms of the proposed changes to the noise ordinance. But it's on the agenda to be taken up at some time. I don't think there's another committee meeting scheduled at this time, but I could be wrong. I'm old and senile, but if the planning board wants to make recommendations, I think we should put it on the agenda, have a discussion about it, and what the recommendation should be, if any. I think that would be sort of the sanguine way to get the issue to the city council, not just noting that this may be a problem in the future, it's a problem in the past, but get some kind of like solid recommendations that come from the planning board, so we can put it on the agenda for discussions or proposals or something like that. I think that's the way to approach that, Don.
So, time-wise, if we put it on the February agenda, does the council have plans to take it up in January? Will we be too late?
No, it won't be too late.
Okay, so we'll put it on the February agenda.
You can put it on the February agenda. I'll make sure that
Okay.
everybody knows that it's
Okay.
coming before, because I don't think there's a vote on anything scheduled or anything proposal. The one proposal we had has been tabled. I'm not aware of any recent activity, but I'll speak to Ava and find out what's going on. But we'll be in plenty of time if we put it on the February agenda.
I just feel this is a almost perfect scenario of what the problem is.
I'm not disagreeing with you, so.
Any further discussion? We have a motion, we have a second. Like to have a all in favor? Say aye.
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 Looks unanimous.
Great.
Now that we've said that, if I could just interject, this is going to come before the city council now. And the city council can either elect to have a hearing on it, or they can pass it because we had a hearing here. And I'm not expecting support or advocacy, but when it comes before the city council, I'm going to request that we have a public hearing on it. And maybe it's at that time that somebody can give us some input with respect to the noise issue and this change. I'm just suggesting that. So,
Okay, so the applicant for application PL 2015-0138 SP Church Street has asked for a continuance, so we won't be discussing that tonight. So I think we're all set with that one. So we're into application acceptance. Application PL 2015-0134 SP 95 Centenary Ave, proposal to change the approved use of a building from retail storage and food service to a hotel. The purpose for the application acceptance is to publicize for the planning board application has been submitted. Looking for a motion to accept, staff, I'm sorry, is that application all set and you have all the information?
It is complete, yep.
Okay, it is complete. I'd like to get a motion to accept it as,
Motion to accept.
Second.
Go ahead, Ham.
Second.
seconded by Hamilton. I'd like to have a vote. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion is complete and accepted.
So we'll have the public hearing on that at the February
February
2...
2nd,
Yep.
2016.
Yep, exactly, yep.
Any new business?
No new business.
Any old business?
The agenda item for old business, Conservation Commission has asked for a continuance. They wanted a little bit more time, and they wanted the full board here, so they are prepared to come and speak to you guys in February.
Okay. A staff report?
Yep, so you have before you, two things. One, that I just want to point out. One is an email from, the owner of the Dunkin' Donuts building and the retail building next door, asking to withdraw his request to remove the tree. So I wanted to make sure you guys had a copy of that. We will not be hearing that application ever. Also, just wanted to point out the resolution from the council regarding encouraging the planning board to maintain the original position of requiring the tree stay in place.
Was that in last month?
Yeah.
Oh, it was? Okay. That was. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Kalina was on vacation, so Brandy and I had fun trying to put packets together without Kalina, and it was not fun, let me tell you.
But you did say we were going to hear it again at this meeting.
We won't, because the applicant has now withdrawn.
Okay.
So it's a dead application, and unless he resubmits, we won't hear it again. The other thing I just wanted...
May I ask a
Yes,
question
yes.
on that? Weren't there supposed to be some investigations by a arborist and by a street study, a traffic study Was that done?
It was. So for the council hearing, it was requested that the city traffic engineer through the
Yep.
DPW
Yep.
look at it, and he issued a report. And I can give you copies of those reports. Did I bring those at last meeting to you guys? I didn't.
No. So
Okay.
just,
They requested a third-party report. Is that what you're asking about?
yes, because I would think the results of those reports, I mean, why did he withdraw? Or don't we know?
I think he did not realize the controversy, and when he came to understand the controversy, I don't think they wanted it that much. I think it was easy for him to just withdraw.
The reports that you're referring to
Yep,
were done sort of at the request of the city council.
Right.
Correct.
And the
Right.
city manager. We had additional conditions that we put on,
planning board.
that he pay for an independent arborist.
Exactly.
And traffic assessment, and that has not been done.
That has not been done, nope.
Okay, so that wouldn't become ripe until he resubmitted his application.
That was part of his new application.
Correct.
Since he canceled it, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yep,
So as it stands, there is no request to remove the tree. The
Right.
tree is safe for the time being, and
right.
All's well.
we're good to go.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to let you know, if we're all done with the tree, we can move on. I think most of you are familiar with the Langley Cove project off of Weirs Boulevard. For those of you that aren't, this is a project that actually dates back to 2008, if you can believe it, 2007. Was submitted in 2007. The planning board, at that point, it was 341 units. On a very sloped and seasonally wet site. The planning board worked with the developer and planning staff to reduce the density and to get a more robust stormwater plan in place. We ended up denying the application for the 341 units with the caveat that we liked the direction they were going with a draft plan they had showing 281 units. That plan for 281 units was resubmitted to the city back in 2011, and we've been actually working with the developer since then. It includes about a mile of water line replacement on Weirs Boulevard. It includes a partial bridge on Weirs Boulevard. It involves connection to the pump station at Evergreens and to roadways at Paugus Wood, so it's a very complex plan. And we've been working with them since 2011 on this proposal. They have just resubmitted, and we think they're to a point that the application is nearly complete enough that we probably will see them coming up in April. It's going to be a large review. It's probably going to be several meetings. It's not the type of proposal we're going to approve just in one meeting. It's very complex. I wanted to let you know that the TRC for this is next Wednesday for this newest submittal. It's Wednesday at 10 o'clock. It's with all the departments. It's open to anyone in the public or any of you guys that would like to come and take a look, where we'll be doing our nearly last review. They then have TRC2. TRC is Technical Review Committee, where they'll get really everything in order, and then we'd expect to see them in April. So it's between, it's next to Tilton's Trailer Park on Weirs Boulevard, if you're familiar with that.
No, where is it?
Right next to the-
Almost across the street from
The
the,
Cove,
Yes.
yeah, from,
Langley Cove.
yeah, or Christmas Island.
Pre-condos, there's like 4 little condos.
Across the street from
Beach.
Christmas Island.
Not the entrance to Christmas Island.
I know where
Not
you're
the
going.
entrance.
Across
But-
from the Cove,
construction
right from
up
the
there,
Cove.
isn't
The
it?
one-
Right from the
The ones
Cove.
behind them,
Okay.
Butts the trailer park.
Yeah,
Okay.
the ones behind them. Are those the ones Romeo Lacasse is doing?
No, so that's way down by Christmas Island, and he's doing those right at the entrance to Christmas
Okay.
Island. This is
It's
before that.
Okay.
And it's a large enough parcel that it actually abuts the Prescott Farm on White Oaks
It's
Road
big.
and the Paugus Woods
How
Farm.
many acres
I mean,
is this parcel?
Oh, gosh, I wish I knew.
As you drive
We'll
along
find
Weirs,
out real quick.
as you drive along Weirs Boulevard and look up there, you'll see that the whole thing has been cleared all the way up to the top of the hill or mountain, whatever you want to call
That's a
it.
different.
That's a
That's
different one.
different.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
different.
But it almost abuts that. on
It's
the one-
close, it's before that, it's a couple
Yeah.
properties. There's a city, little brick pump station.
Yeah.
Right there. It's,
Yeah.
the entrance basically curves around that pump station and goes up the hill.
Okay.
So that's the parcel.
We have stacks and stacks of plans and paperwork if you want to come take a look at it.
So the TRC is on the 13th?
Next Wednesday, yep, and it's right here in this room, starts at 10. So, we welcome you guys to come, because again, trying to get as familiar as you can with this project early would really be a benefit, because it's so big and so complex. So,
Can I ask a question?
yes,
Forget any grandfather issues or anything like that. If this request had come in and and pretend or imagine that the city council didn't reject the zoning changes that came from the recommendations, would that still be an allowed use there? It would,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
yes, yep. So it is just residential. The issue is the number of
Units.
units that they're putting in on the property, correct?
Density.
The density,
On a
yep.
very steep
Okay.
site.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and the parcel is not a first-class parcel when it comes to development. It's steep, there's seasonal water flows, so it's a difficult one to deal with as well.
Have they used
You
the
know,
last
I'm-
set of plans? Excuse me.
I'm completely perplexed why there's strips of land on mostly the right side of Route 3 as you're heading towards Meredith and going up the hill aren't being utilized in some fashion the way other things like this are being developed. It just baffles me.
Like near the Paws Antiques, that area there?
Yeah, I mean, from the old water slide up past the gas
Yeah.
station and Cumberland Farms, and
Okay.
it's just wide open space, which is one of the reasons that the council has decided to hold hearings in January and February when nobody from the Weirds is here. Never mind that. On what we can do with that, with trying to encourage development or rezoning that particular area to try to get some commercial use, Because I've always been an advocate that Weir's ought to be a year-round stopping place for people.
I think that's the problem. I mean, I don't know if you want my opinion.
I do.
I think the issue is that those property owners along that corridor, up to the Broken Corners, up to the Broken Spoke, get their annual income in 1 week. So there's no incentive to invest in anything other than keeping it an open lot to help facilitate Motorcycle Week.
Well, maybe we can change that.
I agree. I completely agree. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Langley Cove is on the horizon.
Did they use the last set of plans that we saw?
They
Or do you
have,
think
it
they changed a
ha-
lot?
I think it has not deviated much. They
Much,
basically,
okay.
the roadway has stayed the same.
Yeah, it's all the individual, I think it was a lot of above ground, little ponds and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. Yep, yep.
We've learned a lot of lessons with their other development,
We certainly have.
and
Yep.
Who's the developer?
Brady Sullivan?
Okay. I imagine we're not doing a Lakes Region Planning report tonight,
Yes, I have nothing, sorry.
and we're not doing a conservation?
I do have Conservation.
Okay.
Conservation Commission in December has been finalizing open space protection negotiations in some priority areas. They have been talking with private property owners about obtaining some land in some areas that were designated a long time ago, priority areas that they wanted to concentrate on. They've been working on their presentation for us. They're also working to finish up their Black Brook geomorphic report. It's been submitted to DES, and they've been working with DES and the consultant to basically get on the same page as far as edits and make sure that the final edits that DES wants are in that report. Conservation Commission got a grant from DES to do a second phase of that geomorphic report that will actually come up with action items that can be completed on Black Brook to help the water quality. So as soon as this first phase is done, they'll get into that second phase. The good thing with getting a grant to do that is that it puts us in pretty high standing to get future grants from DES to actually then implement some of these shovel-in-the-ground projects to help that watershed. And this is in cooperation with the town of Guilford as well, so it's a really great regional project. They've been doing some weed watcher training with Belknap County Conservation District, which is milfoil-based making sure people understand what milfoil is and how it gets into lakes and how it could be on their boats and things like that. They've also been training for the New Hampshire Wildlife Action Plan, which is a newly submitted document statewide. Really great, actually, includes interactive GIS maps that document not just wildlife, but habitats, wildlife habitat. And it's been completed by DES and just issued, and so conservation commissions are basically learning how to use this online mapping tool to figure out what prime habitats exist within their borders and how best to protect them. So they've been doing that as well.
Do we have any report back on the studies with the brooks and their method of setbacks and that sort of thing that we were?
We're going to get that in February. They'll
February?
be back in February, yep.
David, anything from the city council?
I think we've covered it.
Okay.
The tree and the change to the zoning ordinance. So,
Other business? No?
Nothing.
Okay. Everyone's got their minutes? Do I get a motion or any corrections or changes and a motion on the minutes they were from December 1st meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion for adjournment.
move to adjourn.
6:49, 48, something like that.
I'll second it.
This is the best planning board meeting I've been to in a long time.
We gotta let him know, too, thank you.
Was there a
Did you guys vote?
vote on that?
Yeah.
All in favor of
I heard
adjournment?
you. All in favor?
Seconded.
Thank you.
All right.
Selena's got it.
Finalize or whatever.
It was an easy night on you, too, young man.
I think this, in my entire tenure here, this is the shortest planning board meeting ever.
I think.
In 12 years.
You got the
right up
best
there.
planning board ever here, wouldn't you?
I would-
25
Very
minutes. We
efficient.
talked too much. We could have been 15, you know?
I think Jerry should chair every meeting.
Jerry, of course, that's gonna break Bill's heart, you know.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Jerry, that's
Girl
gonna
Scout
break.
cookies, anyone?
gonna
And I'll
break
take
Bill's
your,
heart.
Warren's heart?
No, Bill's.
See, I got downgraded to a silver.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
All
Jerry.
right,
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot, Jerry.
Nice seeing you,
Thanks,
Jerry.
He's like, Mike drop.
Let me in today.
Can I do my money now for the cookies?
now would probably be easier, or you can pay for when you pick up too. Either one is fine.
I don't have correct change.
That's fine. You can do it when you pick up.
All right.
Yep.
You want the colored sheets, right?
Yes, please. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Miscellaneous.
I'm accumulating mine right now, Shannon.
Okay.
What's up, man?
Hey, Mike. What's going on?